Hey Andre, there's a new Trail Boss Silverado in town.
Yes!
And it's special. You know why?
What makes it special, Roman?
Well, let me show you. Let me show you what makes it
Is
special.
it the color?
The color is habanero orange, but you think it's red.
Yes, it does look red to me.
It's special because...
Oh, it has no engine.
That's right, it's an EV.
Yes. So Chevrolet calls this e-trunk, which is, I think, like electronic trunk, but that's kind of silly. It's a frunk. It's about 10.7 cubic feet. It's quite useful. There is an outlet here, so you could charge your tools, your laptops, your devices. There's a couple holders. You could maybe watch a game, except this hood is a little bit...
You mean frunk gate?
Frunk gate.
Yeah,
Yes.
you could frunk gate.
Yes.
You know, I've been driving this truck and I've kind of fallen in love with it, except for one thing.
Really, what is that?
It's the price, and I will tell you that at the end. But before I
Okay.
tell you that, I don't want to bias you viewers.
Okay.
So, because you might think it's too little, you might think it's too much, but what we'll do is we'll do a complete walk around.
Yes.
We'll show you everything that is new about it.
And we take it for a drive?
We'll take it for a quick drive.
Yes.
And, you know, how do you know that it's an off-roader? It's obvious.
Tow hooks!
Look at the
It's
size.
red.
You look at the size of these tow hooks.
Yes.
Oh my God.
By the way, I closed the front room and there's a hidden button right here on the driver's side.
Ah.
It's right underneath this bumper. Like a GMC Sierra EV has a different position of that button somewhere in the middle. So there's a couple different ways to close or open the front.
Now, style-wise, it does look like kind of a giant alligator with that big maw.
Yes.
And then the Cybertruck, they have gone, and the new Model Y, they have gone with this giant illumination in the front.
Yeah.
Every new car has to have a big strip of lighting in the front of it because that's the latest and greatest style. I don't know, I kind of like it, but now it's becoming cliched. And of course, you've got the lights that are no longer here, which is where I feel like they should be, but are down here, as is the way with all new modern vehicles.
You mean the main headlamp
Exactly,
is down here.
yeah.
I mean, it's subjective, right? The styling is always subjective. I think the color really pops on this vehicle, and I think it looks better. But you know what else makes it look better?
The off-road tires?
Yes, because whenever you make the truck more proportional, you increase the tire size, which is basically 35s on this. In this case, this is the Goodyear Wrangler Territory AT, but special electric tires. Look, it has an electric symbol right here. So the compound and the tread is designed a little bit also for efficiency, not just off-road capability.
And you know it's a Silverado?
Yes.
Because it's got the big
Yes.
blue E. Now this has some hidden features, and we will show you those because there are some kind of thoughtful things that they've incorporated into the EV Silverado that the regular one doesn't. By the way, this week the big news was
Yes.
that Chevy actually
Yes.
went over 1,000 miles
On a single charge.
in the Silverado EV work truck.
Exactly. They went 1,059.2 miles. I was actually in Michigan and actually saw that truck in person. It's basically a basic work truck. They didn't do anything to it except...
Well, they pumped the tires up to 80 PSI.
Yeah, they pumped the tires up. They put a hard tonneau cover, very much like this, for a little bit more aero. But all these things a customer can do, anybody can do. You and I can do that too.
Well, that's because you've got this giant battery, 205 kilowatt hours worth of battery in this truck, which makes it, you know...
The biggest battery.
Yeah, and it goes over 400 miles on a charge.
478 according to Chevrolet.
Which is really a game changer.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to the point where EVs are starting to not only get to where cars and trucks that are internal combustion engine go, but beyond that in some ways. So at that point, you're actually becoming more of a useful towing vehicle, more of a useful daily driver, as opposed to, you know, having a vehicle that has 300 miles of range, but in the winter, really 250.
Yeah, and we actually towed with this truck too.
Yeah.
So we used it as a backup truck, and then we used it as actually the main truck for towing. And when you plug in and set up the trailer, it actually shows you the range. And I saw about 240 miles with a trailer, which is actually kind of reasonable.
The downside, of course, is weight.
Is also charging.
Charging.
Right? The charging can be an issue because if you're charging with a trailer, it's sometimes difficult to find an appropriate charger for that.
Well, I was down to 37% last night.
Yeah.
And I charged it up to 80%, and it charged all night. to go from 37 to 80
At home.
at
level
on
2.
a level 2
Yes.
at like 48 amps, right?
Okay.
At the highest ampage possible. It still took till 5:30 in the morning.
Well, it's a big battery.
It's a huge battery,
Yes.
And it makes the truck heavy, like I said. I mean, you're looking at almost, what, 9,000 pounds of truck here.
9 pounds, 9,000. We got to talk about the Trail Boss elements of it, right? Sits a little bit higher.
Yeah.
About 10 inches of ground clearance, which is not an insane ground clearance, but it's okay. It doesn't not have air suspension like some other Silverado EVs, but it does have very clever four-wheel steering, which we'll show. And it has 2 motors, right? One on the rear axle and one on the front axle, and total power, Roman, 725, which is a lot of horsepower.
Horsies. That's a lot of horsies.
A lot of horses.
I mean, 0 to 60, you're well in the 4-second range, probably
Yeah.
quicker.
It also has a new feature that I haven't seen before, Roman.
What is that?
It's not the tailgate, because I have seen this tailgate before, but it has something else. Well, they've done this. It's got a kicker stereo inside this tailgate, and we've seen that before. But what I haven't seen is this
A little organizer.
little organizer called Game Day.
It's a little flimsy.
It's plastic. It's also tied into the floor of this bed, so you can fold it. So if you don't like it, you could go like this. Okay. So you could fold it down.
What do you do with this piece?
I'm not sure.
I mean, the more important thing is right here, Andre. Look at all this onboard power.
That's awesome.
That is a lot. How many kilowatts? Do you know how many kilowatts? Of power
Yeah,
this
so
is?
up to 7.2
That's a
here
lot.
in the bed.
Yeah.
And also combined with another couple of elements. For example, you can plug in another export feature into this side
So it's got-
outlet.
So it's
So
got
up to like 10.2.
So it's got vehicle to load.
Yes, but it does not have NACS right
No.
now still. So this is...
That's
yeah.
odd. The one thing I would say is we use the term game changer too much, but onboard power in a pickup truck really is a game changer.
Yes.
It really is.
And-
because
yeah.
whether you're charging up your work tools, if you're using this as a work truck, or you're powering, the wedding when the power goes out, or you're powering your house when the power goes out. I mean, I can't express to you how much power this thing actually has.
And also, if you do have a 240 volt output, 7.2 kilowatt, you can actually weld from it.
Wow.
You could do anything. You can power your saws, your welders. You could do a
as long
lot.
as it's charged up.
Yes, but
But-
it has a huge battery, Roman.
As long as it's charged up.
Yes.
All right, you want to show them the other cool feature?
Yes, so since we have this open, if you... Well, actually, Gavin, come along with me
Go this side, Kevin.
on the other side.
Yep. And then, yeah, check this out. Check this out, guys, because Andre's going to demonstrate what this vehicle can also do.
It does have a Midgate. By the way, Roman, there's several different versions of the Trail Boss. There's a slightly smaller battery version.
Yes.
If you pull that.
Push this.
So it does have a Midgate, but this is the highest priced version of it. So you can close this down. You can have long item pass through. Can you see it? Oh, I lost my price sheet.
I'll get it.
Run.
No worries, Andre, I got it.
You could also fold this glass down. So there's latches up here. I'm not gonna do that quite right now. We've showed that before. This pops out, this section folds down. So then it could be completely open, or Roman, this is cool. Look, if this is open,
Yep.
I could close the tonneau.
Okay.
And now, because we have a hard tonneau, you have really kind of weatherproof. Maybe you can carry lumber or some other items in here really easily.
You could, yeah, I mean,
See?
obviously people are, probably thinking to themselves, Avalanche, right? That was the
Yeah.
first vehicle that had this kind of a Midgate, but it is useful, especially in a pickup truck.
I also heard from some GM engineers and some other folks is that they would use this for camping in the vehicle. So for example, you could close the tailgate, you could have your head here, your feet in there, and you can actually use this as a kind of a camping solution as well.
Let's close it up because we're going to go for a ride and we need our videographer with us. And
Yes.
I don't think he wants to lay down while he's filming. Do you want to lay down, Gavin?
Maybe he could lay down.
He said not really. I think it's a handsome truck. I may be a sucker for orange,
Yeah.
but as you know, we have a GMC that's called Desert Sun, which is also very orange.
Yes.
But orange has become the new in color apparently in the truck world.
We've got to talk about payload and towing, right?
Yeah, what is the payload and towing?
So the towing capacity on this puppy is 10,000 pounds. You can see the standard 2-inch receiver, and you can see we used it because it has a small kind of usage mark right there. You've got all your electrical connections for your trailer, including some cameras, and this has 1,500 pounds of payload.
So here's something that I tried yesterday while we were towing about a 6,000 pound trailer.
Yeah.
This truck does have Super Cruise, and GM right now is the only company that lets you basically tow without having your hands on the steering wheel. And so let's cut to that video right now, and you guys can see me actually towing with this using no hands. I am following Andre towing a trailer just like that. Basically, I have the same trailer behind me, and as you can tell, I'm holding the phone with one hand, and I'm not holding the wheel with the other hand, and that's because I've got Super Cruise going. Now, I have my eyes on the road. I've got this hand ready to take control, in case you're wondering if I'm being dangerous or not, and I'm about to get off the highway here, but as you can tell, Super Cruise is the only self-driving level 2. Let's not be too excited. You still have to have your eyes on the road, and you have to basically watch the vehicle, but it's the only one that allows you to do level 2 self-driving right there while towing a trailer, which in my book is pretty phenomenal. Actually, we've come a long way. All right, coming back. All right, Andre, should we take it for a ride?
Yeah, we should.
All right.
By the way, you can see the payload here. Really quick, Gavin, 1,500 pounds, which is not an insane amount, but I think it's still very usable.
Yeah.
You know, even if you have like a 7,000 or 8,000 pound trailer, about 800 pounds of that goes on the hitch. You can still put several people in here.
You know what I never understood? Here's my question for you guys too. So our Maverick,
Yes.
compact truck, has 1,400 pounds of payload. So does the Maverick have too much payload, or does this not have enough?
This doesn't have enough.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Well, because it's a big truck, but a lot of that weight is taken up by the battery, right?
Yeah. Well, you want range, you need battery. Even though I think that's also about to change.
Yes.
All right, hop on in there, guys. All right, this is a word to the manufacturers.
Yes.
Decide whether we have an on button or not. We drive so many vehicles now.
Close the door.
We drive so many vehicles now, and I'm always confused whether we have a power button or not. This one doesn't have it.
No.
I kind of like that. I remember Tesla kind of pioneered that, where there's no way to turn it on. But I'm looking for my little power button
So
here.
all you have to do, if you have a key, is actually push the brake pedal, right? And the vehicle comes to life, which is great. But you know what's not good?
What?
If you open it, actually put it in drive, park it, open the door, and the truck shuts down.
Okay.
It did not shut down.
Well, because I think it knows the keys in the truck. I'd have to really get out.
No. Actually, to demonstrate it, put it in drive and just drive a little.
Okay.
And every time you put it in park,
Okay.
like right now,
Okay.
and open the door, and unbuckle your seatbelt.
Do I need to do anything else? Do I need to say some magic words? Hey, trail boss, turn off.
So the point I'm trying to demonstrate, guys, is that I took a truck very similar to this to the boat ramp, and yesterday we were hooking up trailers, and every time I readjusted the truck, opened the door, and exited, the truck would shut down. So in order to prevent it, you have to click this button, keep on, and click OK. And I hated that because I was in and out of my truck like 10 times in the span of 5 minutes, and I kept hitting that button. So that's what I was disliking.
How do you, just turn it off like that? No, don't turn it off. Oh, you can turn the vehicle off right there. So it does have an off button, see?
Yeah, it does.
It does. Look, we've got 75% battery. The truck thinks we can go 349 miles.
Which is huge.
And now I need to turn it back on.
Well, you have to open the door and push on the brake.
There it goes. Okay, now it's back on. The one thing that I don't love is that everything except for some of the HVA controls is in the screen. And there's a lot of stuff in the screen. I mean, you're looking at 2 pages of stuff. And just because there's so much stuff, let's say, it's got this feature, for instance, where if you use a turn signal, it turns the camera on here. So to find that, you have to go, you think it'd be in camera, which I tried first. It isn't. I think it's in vehicle status.
No, it's in settings.
Okay. See, this is the problem, right? This is exactly the problem where you don't know where things are.
The settings is right here.
Okay, so settings, vehicle, turn signal active. So 3 menus deep, you get this feature where if you do that,
In drive.
you get the camera.
But it looks like a potato
It does
quality.
look, it does look pretty bad. And the reason I wanted to do that was because it has these mirrors, and when you're towing, they're just not good enough for towing. And at least that shows you kind of where the trailer is when you're making a turn, so you don't ram it into a pole or something.
Yeah, but we're towing an 8.5 foot wide trailer, which is like a camping
So
trailer.
once again, settings, vehicle, that's 2. It's
3.
over here. Three clicks. It does have heated and cooled seats, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then the other hokey thing is, and this is also a Tesla thing, why is there this hokey like clip-in screen over the sunroof?
Yeah, so there's a panoramic sunroof, and now we can show you guys what this kind of screen looks like.
I mean, you could buy like a mid-size crossover, and it'll have a power screen across the massive
Shade.
sunroof. Yeah, here we have this hokey shade that you got to clip in. I had to do it on our Tesla Model 3, and it never looks good because it's never flush. You know what I mean?
Never perfect.
It's never perfect, and if you're OCD like me, it just drives you crazy. So that, in a nutshell, are kind of some of the things I don't love about it. There's a lot of features here. We've got different drive modes, I guess. That's probably, we should show that. So we got normal, off-road, tow, haul, and terrain. The other confusing thing, and I sound like a litany of issues, but what's the difference between off-road and terrain?
I'm glad you asked, Roman, because off-road mode, it can also describe it for you if you hit the icon, is it will actually turn off some of the aids, like traction control will be slightly kind of subdued. So you can actually spin tires. So it's a little bit more for an experienced off-road driver. And then if you use terrain mode, this is a true one pedal drive mode where as soon as you start to let off the accelerator pedal, it'll start to slow down and grab the brakes.
Very confusing, Andre.
Yeah, because those words, terrain and off-road, don't
same.
really mean that.
Yeah, they mean the
right?
same to me, right?
Yeah, but in terrain mode, that rear steer comes into play in a very huge way.
So you get a lot more.
It's a lot quicker to respond.
You get a lot more agility.
Yeah, and then this is wow mode.
Okay, what?
Maximum horsepower.
Okay, well, let's try maximum horsepower as we do our little acceleration.
Okay.
But let's try to normal. But there's no sport mode.
No, it's that button. It's the wow button.
Okay, all right. One pedal driving, normal. Okay, good. I like one pedal driving. I don't like one pedal driving off-road.
I agree.
It's really not good off-road.
So if I was off-road, I would mostly use the off-road mode itself because it kind of allows me to choose what I want to do a little bit more. That's my opinion.
Well, the plan is to take it off-road this weekend. We have done also one of our newest video series is called the TFL Tow-Off, which you pioneered, Andre, and it's basically drag racing trailers.
Drag racing trucks with trailers, because you guys have been asking for this. You wanted to see acceleration tests with a heavy load so you could see how different trucks behave, diesel, gasoline trucks, or electric trucks. How do they behave when they're loaded heavy?
Yeah, and how quickly do they accelerate, which is a good approximation of when you're merging onto the highway.
Hit it!
Not yet. Not here. How come how do we get this horrible sound off?
It's not horrible, Roman.
It's horrible. How do we turn that off? How did we manage to turn that on? So it's got this like Land Cruiser sound.
So there's motor sound.
Yeah. Wow.
Because you think it's horrible, I'll turn it off.
You like it? What? I don't.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a little bit of feedback.
It's you turn it off, it's still there.
Oh, I think it's because.
This is what I mean. Too many options.
Hello? Hello? Lights? Let's turn on the
It's
lights.
telling me my eyes are off the road while you're trying to bring the home page back.
Double tap. Double tap.
There you go.
Okay. There.
Oh, that
it was the wow mode that was doing.
Because also my butt was vibrating. And they do like the vibration in the butt that GM does for like distracted driving or when you're about to run into a pole or the young kid. That's a really nice feature. But it's just technological overload. In some ways, this is perhaps the most technologically advanced vehicle that Chevy builds, more so than even the ZR1X.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Now that is a hot take, Roman.
Well, it probably is. All right, now let's put normal, right? And then,
Oh, wow.
then we're going to hit wow. All right. Oh, you ready?
Yes.
Just a quick blast down this side road.
Okay. Oh! Oh!
It's okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
I said wow.
Yeah, you said wow. You know, the thing I like about this truck,
It's quick.
no, I'll do that once and that's enough.
Really?
Maybe when, you're like on the highway and you need to like quickly get over for a merge and you need to get ahead of the semi, it's useful then. But in general, it's a one-trick pony party trick that I don't, need to do more than once. What I like about this truck is it's got a long wheelbase and it's heavy and it makes for a really good ride. There's no doubt in my mind, and this is another hot take, that the F-150 Lightning is the best riding F-150 by far, and we've owned it.
Yes.
It's more comfortable than any of the other F-150s, and the same holds true, I think, for this vehicle. Because of the weight, because of the long wheelbase, because of the off-road tires, this is a very comfy truck.
And also four-wheel steering. Stability is increased, right? The four-wheel steering system is actually working at highway speeds or parking maneuvers like you're doing right now in the parking lot.
Let's do this. Let's do a test. So you said the highest one is in off-road, the four-wheel steering, or terrain?
Terrain.
Okay, I'm going to put in terrain. Gavin, I'm gonna pull up next to this little island right here, and I'm going to see how tight of a turn I can make to get around this little island. How about that? And then you get out and you show the four-wheel steering. I'll open the window and let's just see how tight this turn is. Now I got to navigate between the two islands,
nice.
which is kind of an example of what happens when you're off-road.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Now I'm going to go between these two little islands and see if I can thread the needle. Oh yeah, that is pretty amazing, Andre.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah.
This is a gigantic truck.
This is a big ass truck, and look at that tight turning radius. I think that's also a real game changer, rear-wheel steering. I don't know how many degrees, maybe 10 degrees? What do you think?
Up to 10.
Up to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. All right, well, let's get out. Oh, it also has the built-in brake controller, which is sweet.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It also has,
I would expect that.
Has the headlights, which I don't like in the screen. Not nice, because if that screen goes out, you're not going to control your headlights.
Yes, I just reset them.
All right, I'm looking for the power button, Andre, which
there is no power button.
There is none. Just put it in park and close the door. And you're right, it turned off. Look at that.
It turned off. Who would have thunk?
All right, well, we've teased it long enough, Andre. How much does this bad boy cost?
All right, so this is the max range battery, right?
Yeah.
So that's the most expensive one. It starts at $86,600, but this is not the end of this one. We have a $1,850 hard folding tonneau cover. We have a $1,500 fixed panoramic glass roof.
Of course we do.
And also the sunshade, that's $150. Then we have truck bed organizer, which is $250. And also the game day tailgate package, which includes the tailgate, the stereo system, and also part of the organizer. So that's a lot.
All in all, what, 95,000?
$93,940. Basically $94,000.
Where's this guy built?
In Michigan.
And what's the delivery?
Delivery, that's including the delivery of $2,095.
So if you live in Detroit, you're going to pay $2,100 to have it delivered to your local dealer from the factory.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Why don't they just include that in the price? It's like going to your local store and buying a bag of potato chips and they charge you $1.50 for the delivery charge.
Well, every manufacturer currently does it.
But it's a way of increasing the price of the truck.
That sounds like a high price, right? It is a very high price. But like I said, you could get this with a smaller battery, a little bit less range, a little bit less horsepower, and you could save some money, right? Some of these models start at around $70,000, a little bit over that. So you could still save some money if you don't need maximum range.
And unlike our Tremor, it came with wheel well liners. How about that? Yes. We didn't have to pay $300 for them.
Yes.
At the local Linex shop.
Yes, but I agree with you. I mean,
Chevy.
This is a very comfortable truck. It can go off-road. You're gonna test that, right, tomorrow?
I'm gonna test that. Yep.
So, I think it looks good.
But does it have air suspension?
Does not.
Wonder how much.
So this is the only height.
Okay.
This is the only height you get.
You would think with a Trail Boss, that would probably throw it over 100,000, and it's already crazy expensive.
Right.
Well, guys, I know it's confusing. I know we have a lot of different channels, but there's one place you can go to see all our videos. Where is that, Andre?
oldtfl.com. You can see all the automotive news, including motorcycle news, including off-road classics, everything like that.
We've made it easy just for you. And as always, this is Roman saying thanks for watching.
And this is Andre.
Ciao.